So I was driving down the road and came across a rather massive abandoned school here in the mountains. And well, we all know what happened the last time I found one of those. So I thought maybe we will go in and check it out. I get the feeling we're probably not going to come across a really cool guy with a set of drums roasting coffee in here, but should be interesting to see what we find. There are a lot of school supplies still left over right here in the entrance. Old photos of the school, even spiderwebs all in here, even some audio video equipment. And then in here we have a tatami room with lockers. Wow, this one is really just completely abandoned and not being used at all. It's a little bit creepy actually. I'm slightly concerned we might come across someone. This is like an old TV in there. What is all of that? Those look like droppings to an animal. So we are going to proceed with caution because something is nesting in that room. But let's wander around a little and see what we can find here. Wow. There are still a ton of books, and you can tell from the CDs, it must not have been abandoned that long ago. Doors are open, so we'll make our way in here. Look at these old bottles as well. Oh wow. It's still filled with books. There's an old safe there. All the trophies are up there. This is a giant safe as well. Completely locked. If only I was a safe master and knew how to pick locks. Oh, this feels like it definitely wasn't abandoned all that long ago. But again, I feel like we're going to have to proceed with extreme caution as we walk through this one, because we never know what we're going to come across. If perhaps somebody is even living in here right now, or what kind of animals might be in here. Oh, you know, it's times like this that I think maybe I shouldn't be doing all of these adventures completely solo, but the schedule and speed that I move at means that it's really difficult for people to keep up with me. Got a washroom in here, and whoa, this is creepy. This is very obviously the science room. And like, if you look, there's like snakes in jars and fish and oh my. Okay. This might be the creepiest abandoned elementary school we've come across so far. What in the world? Okay, let's continue to proceed with caution. I just drove out to this area overnight last night, and I can't tell. I'm hearing noises and I can't tell if it's just the building settling or if there's somebody upstairs. But I drove out here about 8 hours straight and then did a video this morning and drove out in this direction. But I have yet to to have time to take rest or sleep. Look at this. Okay. Got a piano here. The blackboard has been completely removed on this side. This was obviously the music room. There's books about Christ over here, and printer, musicians on the wall, just instruments left behind. Oh, wow. All right, we'll head out this way, head down the hall. We're on the second floor at this point, and it looks like there are at least 3 floors to this place. Like, all of this looks very freshly written. Little piano here. Art still on the walls. It's a huge piano right here. Wow. As you can see, outside everything is very much overgrown. Got a boombox. This blackboard is still intact is the word we're looking for. There's also broken glass on the floor here. So again, trying to step with caution. And it interests me to see this because this feels like this is very international at this point. Like when I was in elementary school, we made these. And here I am in a completely different country on the other side of the world. And they're still being made. Okay. This should take us... No. Okay. So, we can't get up to the 3rd floor from here. Wow. Look at all of this. Cataloged tapes, books, VHS, tons of blackboards. Okay, I think that we can get, look at the sink in here as well. I think that we can get up to the 3rd floor from down here. So we're gonna go back down to the end. It looks like there's some kind of structure up there. There might even be another entrance on the other side of the school, but there are almost no roads shown in this area on Google Maps. So I really don't know what to expect. We've got a set of stairs here. So we'll make our way up to the 3rd floor. What? Look at all this. Oh my Lord. This is all old, like farming and milling and machinery from Japan. And coming up here, there's like a little extra landing as well. Again, tons of droppings. So if anything or anyone is going to be living in here, it's almost certainly going to be on this floor. Nothing in here. We'll come down this way. The floor is just littered, and seems like this would be the gymnasium and auditorium area, the whole stage. And then what's out here? All the doors have been left open. There's a random set of stairs here, and you know me, I've got to find out where these go. So we're going to try and go up these and see if they lead to anything. More often than not, in these old mountain schools, these are the pathways that the students would use to get to the school. So there's a pretty good chance that this may lead to a path. There we go. We've got some kind of path here. Let's start by going down this way. You see, these mountain village schools are often built for kids who live in nearby small villages. And very often, these kids will literally just hike or trek from whatever little village they live in out to the school in order to attend classes. This is the level of mountain that we are in right now. And look what I found. What? Okay. I guess we're going in. You know what, just for safety, I'm gonna bring a stick, because I have no idea what to expect in here, what kind of animals or where this leads. I can't even see anything in here. There's water running down the sides of the walls all here. You can hear the water. It's crazy to think that this is a path that kids would take to go to and from school on a daily basis. Oh, wow. And the tunnel just keeps getting better. Look at this. Oh, wow. I'm really wondering where it's gonna lead me, because looking at maps, I didn't see anything. All the wiring for this runs overhead, and a lot of it is frayed as well. So I'm trying to be careful not to come into contact with any of the wiring. But we're almost near the end of the tunnel down here. The air in here is very, very cool. And there's a constant breeze, like kind of a headwind coming in towards us, and it looks like it leads out to an old suspension bridge. And this whole area of Wakayama and Nara in the mountains, kind of deep in the mountains in this area, is just filled with these suspension bridges. And this is definitely one of the towns right here. And there we are, we're out. Oh, wow. This is, okay. We're gonna take this bridge very carefully and just try to listen for any sounds or failures. The drop wouldn't be that bad, but if I get caught on some rusted metal, probably do some damage. So we're gonna take it nice and slow, nice and easy, because I don't know the last time this bridge was used. I don't imagine that it would be that long ago, and it looks like this may be a populated area, and if that's the case, it should be somewhat maintained, and if it was dangerous, it would likely be shut down, which is why I kind of thought, okay, we'll go for it, give it a shot. And it is a little squeaky, but so far so good. And as we come to the end here, it's going to lead us into this little village. Now, a lot of these villages, what's happened over the years is, as the population has filtered into the cities and homes and villages and whatnot, even before they go abandoned, more often than not, they'll just have no children left. And so some of these places will actually keep, like, look at this, look at the old bike. Some of these places will actually keep the school open, even if it's just for 1 or 2 children. There are Japanese TV shows about it all the time. And apparently this is a bus stop. Comes 7:30, 8:31, 4. Okay. Not that many stops. But as I walk through here, I don't see a single other person or even car. Is this? It is. This is basically an outhouse. Oh. And it has been nailed shut. It can no longer be opened. Not that we would really want to see what would be in there. There's some cars down there. But other than that, it's really only that abandoned bike there. And there's nobody. It's just quiet. I feel like finding that school and going through that tunnel has brought me into this other world, just kind of tucked into the mountains. Kind of a... I know we're all thinking this, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. It's got a very Spirited Away feel to it. And it's literally brought me over, okay, to the other side of the river. That's why. There were no roads nearby, but down near here, there are. And this building itself looks very new. It looks like there is an ironworks factory or company nearby. But again, not a single person in sight. And the other thing that amazes me is like this whole little landing and parking space is literally just stacked gravel. How random. Do any of them light up? Does it work? Yep, it's, I don't know if you can see that, it is lit up, it is powered, it works. So I would assume that there's got to be some people living out in this little village. But this is the space that it brings us to. And then that down there is the bridge that we just came through to get here. Oh, wow. Let's make our way back there and see if we missed anything. See what it felt like to go in the opposite direction. I'm so curious. It is a normal weekday right now. As I am recording this, it is around 2 p.m. and there we go. We have a car with people that has come through. But I don't know if they're just passing through because this is a road that runs through the area, or if they belong here. It's a very new car in comparison to everything else here. But we'll go back across this way and see what it was like for the students. Okay, so Shitajibashi, it's gonna be where we are. It's 62 meters long and 6 meters high. And this is what they did every day to go to school. What a life that would be. Like, I wonder if they would appreciate it. This is very much the, you know, walked uphill both ways in the snow to get to school kind of situation that our grandparents told us all about. But this kind of thing, this is a beautiful, beautiful experience. This is the kind of thing that if you grew up doing this every single day to go to school, I feel like you would almost certainly be telling stories about that for the rest of your life. You'd be taking photos of the tunnel and just, I just can't imagine not doing that. Like, what a space. And then we make our way back through here. Okay. I'm always just in awe when I find tunnels like this in Japan. There are still a lot of car tunnels, auto tunnels built with this type of siding. And This one just has so much water down along the sides. Whoa. That was a moth. I thought it was a bat. It's amazing what a little bit of light and shadow can do for a tiny little moth. I wouldn't be surprised to see bats in here. In fact, I'm genuinely surprised we haven't come across some form of animal yet. Surprised and grateful. But I feel like this is the only lights they have in the whole thing. It doesn't look like there used to be more and they've just burnt out or been reduced. So this was just part of the daily walk. And I love that. And then you come out and you see this as you come out. I'll put that back there. I feel like this has got to be part of a fairly regular hiking trail still. So the abandoned school that Yo-chan lives in out in Shikoku is not too dissimilar in the sense that it has these paths leading from the backside of the school that run to different villages. But rather than being fully cemented like this, some of them are, but a lot of them are actually just completely and utterly mountain-esque paths. Now, I think we came up from here, which means that would have been the pathway that they went down. I'm curious if going at it this way is going to bring us back down to the school. It looks like it does, but I feel like it would also be like a fairly steep drop to get down there. So I kind of want to take a look. Oh, big spider web. Should have kept the stick. Yeah, lots of big spider web. But since coming out into this area, I've been coming across constant warnings for seriously really big, strong spider webs. No, that's not what the warnings are for. I've been coming across lots and lots of warnings for venomous snakes. There's a path that runs all the way out this way, and then this path here looks like it does lead back down to the parking lot, but honestly, if we've come this far, I kind of feel like we got to make our way back through the school and just take it in one last time, hopefully before I run out of battery as well. It's a race against time at this point. We'll try to see if we can't get back through this path without falling down. I'm almost certainly going to be sliding down this thing. Coming up was challenging enough. Going down, actually not that bad. Okay, so far so good. A lot of these trees and plants are actually very prickly. Oh, foot went off the edge. Are actually very prickly. Oh. And that brings us back to the stairs, which also just don't feel safe. Got a little desk here. And back into the auditorium space. Okay. Let's come through here. Still doing what we can to remain cautious. I keep hearing shuffles and noises and have no idea what they are or where they're coming from, but have yet to see anything in the area. So I just cannot believe, with things being abandoned in Japan, how often so many items are left behind. Now in Japan, one of the reasons that so many items get left behind is that sorting and disposing of things in Japan is very expensive. If you drive out to the Japanese mountains, you will find a ton of signage all over the place that says you will be fined for throwing your garbage here. And if you look over the side of many of the countryside roads, you'll see exactly that. Garbage, tires, fridges, microwaves, sofas, you name it. People will literally go out into the countryside and throw their stuff over the edge of a mountain just because it's cheaper than paying to throw it out. Not to mention the cost that would be attached to actually tearing down the building itself. And while a lot of these buildings end up being repurposed later on, like with Yotan's in Shikoku, so many of them, like this one, just stay as is, completely abandoned. I'm looking to see if I can find any form of pathway leading to where we just came from, and I'm not seeing. Oh damn, oh sorry, really big spider web, and I am not seeing any of them at all. Just try to get through this without. There we are. Oh, definitely should have brought a stick. There are so many spider webs just floating off of me right now, like koi nobody. All right, and still I cannot find I think this is it. I think this would have been our pathway right here. Oh my goodness. And there are some huge spider webs and fairly large spiders in here. We're gonna duck in and try to get through. Hopefully not take too many of them with us. And that's the stairway there that would lead us to the backside entrance. So there we go, guys. Found yet one more abandoned elementary school just tucked here into the mountains of Japan. Absolutely spectacular. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you again real soon.